What's poppin', y'all? Alright, let's get back to it. So when we last left off, I had just gotten my foothold over here. On that side of the continent, I believe. So I can really start pressing my advantage. Looking forward to being a conquering force here. Come on, slow loading ass. Excuse me. This thing is really taking a while. Sorry for the wait, everyone. There we go. Okay, so I got hit with that flood. I remember that happening. Now we have our solid continents over here. Grab those berries. Burn that down. Singapore. So now that we have even more of those resources, I'm going to sell off all of my luxuries for the highest price. That's why I like sorting by total in the quick deals screen. That's finished off. I think there's a fair likelihood. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. I think there's a fair likelihood that this barbarian camp here is going to be a serious problem for me and is probably going to plunder my traders. So now that I have enough money, I'm going to go ahead and get my first frigate. And I'm going to use that Navy unit to go up there and clear at least the barbarian boats out. I'll need someone to go up there and actually take the camp. So I'm going to walk this guy over here. And then when it's safe, I'll move him in to clear the camp out. And we're going to go ahead and replace him. And I'm going to have a little bit more of a standing army. It does bring my GPT down, but my military is pretty strong now. Hey, thanks for the follow, Martha James. Appreciate it. And hey, Vic Senpai, how's it going, man? It's going good. Giving advice where I can. Not always, it's not always great advice, but this game is actually going really well. So, and with Civ, I definitely have a few tricks up my sleeve. God, these turns are taking forever, though. Especially late game. Every time I play this, as soon as late game starts to hit, even just mid game, my computer starts chugging. Especially with how large I like these modded maps. But I just want a large empire. Is that so wrong? Hey, what's up, Martha James? Just saw your message. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Glad to have you. This is where the Little Biscuits and the Trash Boys hang out. Alright, so I'm going to move him, I guess, just kind of in the center of this ocean, because I really just want to keep these encampments in check for my ocean trade. what I'll probably do is pop some more Navy up this way. Or might just, yeah, actually on second thought, I'm going to take my skirmisher and then use him in combination with my, sorry, my dogs are barking out there, with my ironclad and take this for myself. I might need a frigate instead because he can't get rid of the unit, and I don't know if the skirmisher is going to be strong enough on his own, but we'll see. Yeah, either one. Depends on, it just depends on your vibe, you know. Yeah, I'm more the trash boy, especially if I play online shooters. That's when the trash boys are really up. Or if I have a really bad magic day, then the trash boys are definitely up then, like yours truly. Okay, so I got my line infantry. I cleared out one encampment. I don't really care about these guys because the city-states will just take care of them on their own. So I think I'm going to move him, depending on how... Yeah, it's only going to take him 8 turns. So instead of using my scout, I'll use this guy. I'm from Colorado. I'm going to heal him and upgrade him to an ironclad, I think. It's pretty far out there. Yeah, it's going to take him, 27 turns. And I'm just going to get rid of him, I think. Or just have him explore until he's not useful anymore. That's about all I can do, really. So, industrial zone would be pretty good here. The districts is always the hardest decision. Ooh, hydroelectric dam would be really helpful, getting that power right off the bat, and I already have a dam built here. So I think I'm going to go for it. I think just having that power income is going to be super, super helpful. Alright, so Pella on its last just finished the Colossus, so I got an extra trade route here. Pella's production just isn't that high, so I'm a little nervous about trying to pop a wonder here. Depending on what my bonuses are, I might try and go for a burrow. 3+3. That's okay. A little more production would be helpful. Go to industrial district. Both. We'll do both. We'll grab that Renaissance, and then I'll try and remember. I forget sometimes, but I'll try and remember to do industrial there. I'm still kind of plotting war on the Zulu over here after I already took this city from them and took back Greece's capital after they conquered it. I've been pretty tight with the Meier, but if I have to keep dealing with them as far as religious conversion goes and they keep going back to Buddhism, then I'll have to step in because I just don't want to have that drain on my religion points, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm still in the process of figuring all that out. Just kind of putting out content for now and figuring out other stuff and branding and all that as I go. I think I'm going to need to get rid of that. Yeah, the sooner I can get Kailash under my control, the better. So we're going to try and go for that ASAP. Okay, go for the market there. Yeah, so this is excellent. So we had the turnaround in all of our trade deals that we had before, so now I was able to not only get all the luxury resources that I'm missing, but I was able to sell off everything I can. And now that I've sold all that off, this is a pretty accurate depiction of what my GPT is up until I get my last 3 trade routes. Yeah, so we're looking really good there, and we're pretty close to the 1,000 level. Yeah, sorry about that. It was funny though. I really enjoyed it. That was fun interactivity. Because I could see your face switch when it started. You're like, oh god, like that looked good. That looked good. Fun feature. This guy's gonna get on my nerves. Back him up and just kind of keep my way clear for me. Let's see. Need a little bit more, oomph. So since I have Magnus as my governor in Takunaya, it'll be very easy for me to just pop a settler here once I have enough money. I might have enough faith, honestly. Yeah. Be right back. Gonna let my dog in. All right. So I want to move him somewhere, but I'm not really sure I want to settle him yet. I could take the rest of this continent, but I'm also tempted to start settling this island more and then settling on the other side of the Zulu. There are a lot of mountains, but I could honestly build a tunnel right at this mountain. Now I would have a direct line into the Zulu. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to start building up this section of land here, claim it as my own territory, and then the Zulu will be sandwiched in between me. I think they're still pretty tough with their walls and their encampments. So he's done a good job of defending himself, that's for sure. But once I have air power, I think it all kind of won't matter at that point. But we're nowhere near that, so I don't know how easy it'll be to invade the Zulu anytime soon. I'm forever optimistic, but, you know, I'm not crazy. Not going to expect too many miracles. Alright, so we're going to move our settler over to this area like we said. I would lose loyalty if I settled over here, even with a governor. So for now, we'll just get a good foothold onto the island and settle here on this jungle, which will give me the luxury resources around it. Let me gather all this stuff. But then that'll lower some of the influence and I can settle more cities and eventually be able to settle right here. So unless the Zulu run over here and settle this, then I'm going to create a pretty gnarly situation and a two-front war for the Zulu during our upcoming conflict. I don't have a Schlieffen plan, so this has to be my replacement. Okay, so Eleanor, based on that alert, so Eleanor of France. Here. Yeah. Eleanor and Kingdom of Spain. They're both beefing with each other right now, which is fine, but I've been warming up to France, and I definitely think they're the weaker partner between the two. So my thinking is, if I want to eventually go to war with Spain, which I do, because I think their power has been fairly unchecked on their continent, it'd be great if I could get Paris to join into it. Not that they have much of a military, but it would tempt Spain to move its military into Paris and into France's area. And then while the military is away, I can use my foothold down here to launch an invasion of Spain from the south, especially because I'm allied with the Netherlands and Mongolia. So I know that I'll be able to get all of the open borders that I need to just literally march my soldiers up and in. I think Spain's going to be fairly tough, and I want to invade them before nuclear weapons becomes a thing, especially because with how many cities they have, I think their production is probably no joke. So, with that in mind, I'm just going to keep trying to help the Netherlands and France grow so that they can essentially keep Spain in check if I'm lucky. Japan, I'm not too worried about, and Indonesia, I think, is the next biggest competitor. Mongolia is up there, you can even tell here just by Mongolia's scores, but they control so little territory, they're getting ravaged by barbarians. So at this point, I don't think Mongolia can really do too much. They have a couple of industries, which is pretty good. That's going to help them, but I'm not concerned enough to do anything. All right. These two cities, I think, really need some true growth, and we haven't quite gotten there yet. And I think this continent, I do need to put another city down here. I think I might have enough to just pop a settler down there. I'd like to pop it out of Takunaya, but I don't want to wait for... Sorry, I was distracted. I don't want to wait for the settler to move down from Takunaya all the way over here. So I'd rather just pop the settler here, walk him over, create this inlet here so I can even use my navy to defend me an inland war if I ever need to, just because the lake and the channel will allow me to put boats in there. So I think we're just going to do that. I'm not going to wait on it. I think the faster I move, the better, especially while I have the momentum and while I have the advantage. The Meier are still chilling over here. I don't think I need to be too worried about them, luckily. Ooh, I do see a settler here, though. So I'm going to see if I can grab the... God, how lucky is that? Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm going to trap this settler over here. Go. Let's go ahead and establish that channel, like I said. Right here is a perfect spot. I'll have access to the strawberries, but at this point it barely matters. Word, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Tiamat is doing pretty well. With any luck, I can start popping my settlers up here as well. Not totally sure how well it'll work, just because... I mean, I'm gaining faith at an okay clip, same with gold, but probably not as much of either one as I need. Sorry, I gotta text my roommate, one sec. And we'll move these, move this frigate. I'm about to clear it with the line trooper anyway. I'm not allied with Mogadishu, so I can't just cut through the channel, which is a real pain in the ass. I think I'm gonna have to conquer these guys before I actually have access to this northern channel, which is a real pain in the ass. The only northern passage that I have access to, and I literally am restricted, so I guess I don't even have access. It's not ideal, but we'll wait it out. Perfect. And that settler's mine. So I'm trying to think of where I could settle that would put me in a really strong position without losing too much loyalty. I could settle something here, which there are... Yeah, how much loyalty would I lose? I'd lose 4, but I'd actually lose 0 if I just settled right here at the base of this mountain. Which I think could be worth it. But I'm actually going to take Mount Kailash instead because I've been wanting this. Yeah, it's the same as my tag on here, Flippin' Biscuits. I don't. So this guy... Just gonna move him in an attack. He's kind of useless at this point, to be honest. If he gets killed, it's really not a big deal. Alright, we're gonna move this guy up here. And similar to what I did before, I'm actually gonna settle right here on top of the diamonds. But this way I'll be able to expand enough to take the Mount Kailash tile for myself. And then with Mount Kailash's tile... Yeah, +1 culture for every 4. And yeah, so that's going to be super solid. Flip this. Messy, like a super messy combo in this game is because there's tons of like wonder and policy and all these different combinations you can make to get really big payoffs. One of my favorites is getting Mount Kailash so that you get that culture and then combining that with there we go. Combining that with the religion that I'm pumping with my religion, because one of my policies is papal primacy. So then every time I send an envoy to a city-state, it adds 200 religious pressure to that state. So as many bonuses as I can possibly get for my trade routes, especially when I'm playing wide, is, I mean, it's right on the money. It's exactly what I'm after. Kill that guy. Alright, we're at 10,000 gold. I need to keep building up my settlements. Settler's still moving in that direction. Settling down there, which is a good spot. I think the next thing I should do is put another city down here. So I'm going to buy one with a settler. Do our production real quick. I need to fill out some of these districts that I've already built. Upgrading at a nice pace. We're getting close to that 1,000 mark for the gold per turn. Still can't upgrade the Hittipaws, which are good units on their own, but they're definitely something I'd like to have a little more upgraded than they are. Ooh, okay, we got a problem. Okay, those barbarians are way too much of a threat, especially with me on the water and a light infantry unit being the guy who's escorting. So I'm going to settle here, and I'm going to take Cerro de Potosi. So he owns this tile. Yeah, and it's in a great spot for international trade routes, too. Juniper Kelvin, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Come and join us, the Little Biscuits and the Trash Boys. We out here. Alright, so we're going to move this settler way more inland. I'm relieved because it looks like I'll finally be able to get a spot near these floodplains. So I can probably make this a pretty high population city if I play this right. Put him in there. Over here, I'm going to keep trying to fill out some of these districts before I start building new ones. Okay, who do we want? Still no Nazca? Nazca is definitely... Probably put it in my... Represent! For Nazca, I'd probably put it in my top 3 of the city-states that you can get, just because having the Nazca lines tile improvements are bananas crazy. But absent that, and wanting to get one of these who has 1 and needs 3, because that'll allow me to use my 2 to pop this in 1 turn. 2 2 culture for each person. Yeah, that's pretty good. Adjacent to rainforests. I don't think I have that many farms that are adjacent to rainforests. Yeah, I don't. So that's not going to be super useful for me. Oh, I didn't even see this. So yeah, we're getting Auckland, no question about it. The shallow water tiles with 1 production is insane. Then 2 production once I hit the industrial age. It's gnarly. So the next one I want, yeah, Trading Dome is decent, so I'll throw my last one there. Now we have Auckland, and now that I have that bonus from Auckland, yeah, see, these tile outputs are exactly the kind of thing we were looking for. All this shallow water is about to be way, way, way more beneficial than it has been this entire game. And then, again, once we hit the industrial age, it's GG's. I'll be producing everything at a super fast rate. Yep, these are looking good down here. A lot of our island cities are really going to benefit from that. Yeah, like Taku Trout Harbor is definitely one that is going to be able to use that to its fullest advantage. Start expanding out from Dake's Paradise. Really, all this makes me want to do is, yeah, look at this. All these ocean resources. A lot of them are bonuses, but who cares? Who gives a shit? If I could just plant a settler right here on this island, all of these would come to me, and they'd all have 2 production minimum. The new Dragon Age game? Not sure. Maybe. I haven't heard too much about it. I don't know. What do you think? Because I liked first Dragon Age game I played. I don't remember which one it was, but it was the one that I got for free on the PS4 at the time. It was a lot of fun, but it's just been a really long time since I've played it. Would be fun though. I could use a new RPG with some deep story. Wayfinder's fun, but I wouldn't call it deep in terms of story. Yeah, let me know if you stream it at all. I'll definitely tune in and catch a look. I will say one of the coolest parts of streaming becoming like a thing that happens all the time now is I feel like it's a lot more reliable when I want to see how a game is before I buy it, as opposed to like a trailer. Because even with gameplay trailer, I'm like, well, you know, there's a lot of games that I own, and I'll look at the gameplay trailer and I'm like, it doesn't really look the same. And like, it definitely doesn't pay off in the way that I expect. So I kind of like watching a stream a bit just to check that out. Inquisition, that's the one that I played. Awesome, so the Meier got rid of him. Hopefully they'll just get rid of the encampment. I don't want to deal with that shit. I'm already putting in a lot of work here. Alright, we're going to pop this settler and grab as many of the Cerro de Potosi tiles as I can. This is going to be a gnarly city, for sure. Barbarians are wreaking havoc up here. Becoming a real pain in the ass. I'm going to need to get rid of them pretty soon, too. Damn. Alright. We're going to pop Homeboy on... Ooh, yeah. Right over there. So let's grab that tile. Cerro de Potosi. I'm going to stop there. Start building my harbor. And then let me take a look at my available trade routes now, because I'm betting that this will at least be on its way. Let's see. Available routes. Get that gold. Alright, so Dake's Stronghold, just because it's over there by the Netherlands, is still doing the best. But we can see Throne of Kalak is still pretty close down the road. So I think it's going to be a great producer, especially once I get some economic buildings in there. Awesome. Getting oil this early is great. Set that cat up there. And put this guy up here. And grab this cattle here, or oxen. Go pop a harbor here. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. It's tough because I like watching them, but I can see how, like, I like watching someone else go through at least parts of an RPG, especially if I'm curious about it and I don't trust the trailer. Like, I don't know if I'd want to watch someone go all the way through Baldur's Gate 3. Like, there's definitely parts that I'm like, oh, it'd be super fun to, like, watch and kind of remember back on it because I played it and everything. But would I want to watch someone go from start to finish in periods of that? I don't know, maybe. It's tough to say. I think ultimately, yeah, you're right. Like, a really long game especially, I'm not going to be able to keep my attention that long. Eventually, as a viewer, I'd be like, well, I'm going to go watch something else. Here we go. Yeah, all the turns are taking real long now. Okay, so who's got orders? Alright, great. So that barbarian encampment's gone. I'm going to get rid of this one anyway. Go. Yeah, look at that. These things are pumping out the production. Alright. Let's grab these strawberries. I don't want to spend too much money, so I'm going to stop there. The Dake Stronghold, still a great trade center. I'm just going to build as many traders out of here as I can. There we go. I think I can use one more. So we'll do Po Illicum for that, because I know they have a trade route with someone that's pretty lucrative. I don't even remember the city is. I have too many cities. The city menu is. God, I haven't played this long enough. Forget it. It's time looking for him. There it is. God. How do I look up where my cities are? Go. So that's my 5 traders now. So with these, I mean, the gold pub is just going to be insane. We're definitely going to get to our 1,000 GPT in no time. Let's grab these dates. Go. This guy. Pop commercial hub here, and we'll just start making more cash flow. So because I'm on another continent, it would not hurt to have a little bit of a military, so I'll build that pike and shot there at least. He can keep me, he can at least act as somewhat of a deterrent. And then worst case, buy me time while I'm trying to just dig into an enemy. see. I think horses will be the way to go here. I mean, it's a strategic resource. I might as well take it for the tile gains on its own, even if I'm not going to use the horses. Grab these potatoes, those taters. Alright, we got our pike and shot there. And oak is good, but we have the sorghum here. And since it's on these floodplains, it's definitely going to be worth it to have these improved. Nice. Jolo wants a trade route, so that gives me another envoy there. Pop that off. Yep, and we're already at our 1,000 gold per turn. So now I'm going to be able to just purchase units at the wazoo. It's going to be really gnarly. Elenia wants a trade route. Great. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in while you were here. Take care and best of luck. I'll try and pop in as well. Yeah, so Netherlands loves me because I'm a big trade hound. So no matter what, she's stoked. Which is great because I'm going to need to use Wilhelmina as a check against Spain for a while here. Their military is not incredible, but got these cats going for her. I think she has, yeah, she got a warrior, which is kind of trash, but okay, she has all these guys up here too, so she's in a good spot. So I'll be able to definitely use her to strengthen myself. There we go. This guy over. We're gonna take that fish. Grab that tile. Bam. So this city will really start producing here pretty soon. This line infantry, I'm a little nervous about throwing him at this encampment just yet because I know that they have a pretty good navy over here. I could walk him over there, but I think I'm going to try and take this guy first. And then I have some space to like retreat to if, God forbid, the worst happens and I'm trying to get rid of this barbarian encampment. And I just don't want to send a whole army up there to get rid of him, so I'm hoping I can just strategically get that line infantry to do all the work on his own. It's nothing a few smart fortifies and decisions not to go in for the attack. Oh, yeah. Nice little city center here. Nice. Venetian Arsenal is excellent. This is exactly the wonder I wanted. So now every time I use production in this city to build up any naval units, it's always going to train an additional one each time. So it'll be 2 battleships at a time and things like that. That's going to make building up a navy in this ocean so easy. And it's going to put the fear of God into every enemy that I have in this game. Alright, theater square over here. Now, I'd rather just keep upping the production, because I want, once this thing is good to go... Oh yeah, and I have all the walls now too. I forgot I got that. Yeah, once this thing is good to go, we'll be in such good shape. I'll just be having the navy of my dreams. Which ends up, especially late game, being one of the big ways that I end up controlling everything. The British, they knew what they were doing with that bullshit. They're like, let's just get a huge-ass navy. And they went and did it, and it had effects. They were able to control all of that oceanic area. So I'm going to pull the same move here. Right out of their playbook. Masters of the Sea. Let's move this guy up and see what we're dealing with. No barbarians yet. That's great. Okay, yeah. So I forgot we were settling over here. So now we're going to start the process of blocking Zulu in. And then hopefully settling a city here so I can build a tunnel through this mountain right here once I have the tunnel technology. And then I can move any army, any land army I have here right into them. And if I come from both sides, I mean, the Zulu just isn't going to be able to stop me. Yeah, they only have 35 military strength right now anyway. But they have pretty solid defenses, so I think that's really going to be the only thing I have to watch out for. So for now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not invading just yet. But once I am, it's going to be dirty. Little lighthouse there. Start my harbor. Okay. I had to see what one natural, or not natural, what man-built wonders he had. I only see the pyramids. Trying to see if there's any others, but I think the only one they managed to build was the pyramids, which is fine. I'll still take it. But I really like when I take over an enemy city and I get just 2 or 3 of the good wonders. Oh, cool. So I got Petra. Ultimately, what I did with Petra this game was not as smart as it should be. So usually you want to build Petra somewhere where you can maximize those bonuses, because what Petra gives you is 2 food, 2 gold, 1 production, all desert tiles for that city. And see, I only have a couple of desert tiles here. I don't have that many. I can't really expand too much in that direction on my own. So because of that, this wasn't the best use of Petra, but I did it as a denial for any of the other civs. They don't usually compete for Petra, but I didn't want to risk them getting it, period, especially for anyone else who's in a nicer desert. Like, I think Mongolia has a lot of desert. No. Yeah, well, I guess it'd be the Zulu with the Libyan desert. I wouldn't want them to have it out here, anywhere near the desert tiles. Who else has a lot of desert? I think none of us have a lot of desert. Yeah, Japan a little bit, but hey, I'll deny it from them all day long. Japan is another one I'm probably going to go to war with at some point. Just because we haven't been super cooperative. We're not enemies, but it's definitely not the best relationship. Get all my luxury resource needs met. Yeah, so another thing Zulu has is improvements like spices, incense. Yeah, so I want to be able to grab those for myself. And the way I'm probably going to do this when I do invade is invade 1 force from Clochinook into Nongoma. Then ideally, if I can get this plan set in motion, move over another land force through this mountain into Ngungdungluvu. I don't know if I pronounced that right. But that'll allow me to essentially just come in with a double-pronged pincer attack. Just flanking the nation is going to make this super easy. And then once I have... I'm going to take the whole of the Zulu nation by the time we actually go to war. But once I have all that, I'll be in complete control of this continent, because the Meier won't even be able to come close. That's who I really denied it from, I guess. If I'm thinking about it, would be the Meier, because they could have gotten all this. But that'll leave me pretty much uncontested. I think at that point, the AI just won't be able to catch up to me. And in effect, I'll have won, because then I'll kind of just be grabbing up whatever victory conditions I decide I want. Because you can always win this game, and then after you win, just be like, oh, okay, I'm going to get another victory. It's the 1 more turn option you see at the very end. It's considering a war on Bukhara? What? What even is that? What? I have to look on the map, or on the city-state selection. How's Bukhara? Which one's that? Oh, okay, it's this one. So France is considering going to war against them? Where would that put France in relation to me? Okay, put France over here. Yeah, I don't care about that. That's fine. I'm using France as an ally right now anyway. And by the time that France and I are no longer allies, it'll be irrelevant because I'll be so overpowered. Okay, my main city can build a wonder. Hermitage is really nice. Eiffel Tower is ultimately the best though, so I'm just going to go for it. Okay. Can't get a settler over here yet, but I really need to settle that island, so I'm going to see if I can build one here. Yes, I can. Cool, I could build more builders, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to sit on this builder for now, just because I don't have anything super important to improve just yet. And I don't want to waste them. Down here, I'm going to build a settler and try and settle more inward into this landmass. Because now my foothold is really starting to get thick on this con. What I really need to do is try and get some of these... oh, excellent. Mongolia is getting torn up right now. This is great. So with Mongolia dealing with all these barbarians, they're just going to keep getting set back turn by turn, which will leave me in a comparative advantage. Alright, this guy we're going to move up. And we're going to settle here on the lake. That'll not only give us luxury resources, but more influence on the island, or on that landmass, in that area of the continent. Oh, you know what I should do with this settler? He's pretty far away, so I guess I won't do it with him, but I'd like to collect some more islands for myself. I could get here in 6 turns, and I would get honey and spices if I got over here. So yeah, let's do that. That'll also give me a nice base here. Flip this. Another great tip for late game especially is settling as many islands as you possibly can. Because usually the AI won't go for them. They'll try and spread outward. They won't usually try and settle the little individual islands. But you doing that on your own, especially once you have an airport, is going to make any sort of invasion, any sort of force projection 10 times more effective. Because you'll always be geographically close no matter what you do. Because ultimately, yeah, I'd love to just forward settle like we did in Civ 5, but we can't. Usually, so as an adaptation, you settle on these small islands that are nearby other civs that you could potentially go to war with at some point, but you won't lose any loyalty. Because usually the islands they're kind of their own thing. A lot of times I don't have to worry about loyalty effects from the AI or the AI competing for those islands. Go over there. So that's some time to wait. The military is looking really strong. I think once I get to the industrial age, military-wise, is when I can actually make a move on Zulu. I think I'll just be so far ahead, the walls won't do a whole lot to me. Let's see. Move him over to Throne of Kalak, which I know has Serra de Potosi in it. Let's trade these off. Not a whole lot there. I'm going to need a little bit more military power in the southern area, especially if I want to keep these cities, because I know that one of these AI is eventually going to get pissed off that I'm, in effect, as close as I can get to forward settling them without sacrificing my loyalty. I'd love to settle up here and get some of the lapis, especially because if I'm going to war against Spain, having some kind of land border with them is going to be really beneficial for me. But I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to wait on it for a second. Okay, I don't see any city-states that need a trade route. We'll go to Paris. 41 gold is a gnarly gold bonus. Yeah, we're at 1200 GPT right now. So we're sitting pretty as far as finances go. Could build another settler, which I think I'm going to. So let's see if we can get one of these islands. I think this guy's going to one of them. Let's take a look at what loyalty looks like. So here's where my head's at. I'm thinking, because I'm already settling a settler here to grab this island and then have force projection against the center of this continent, as well as a buffer of defense as I settle this side of my continent more. I think the move for this next settler, so yeah, you keep going where you're going. The move for my additional settler is going to be to move up in that direction. Go. I could settle more in this actual island on the landmass foothold that I've already created, but I think I'd rather have these islands, especially because if I go to war, it'll be easy for me to police the seas from these islands, because I'll just be able to pop Navy units out of all their harbors. It'll make my life way easier. See, Geek's Paradise is doing pretty well. Go ahead and build that lighthouse. Burn that down. Don't need to deal with this shit. Alright, so we still got these barbarians to worry about, so I'm going to slowly advance with that line infantry. I'm thinking I can settle up here. And then I'll have a nice wall of cities with harbors to defend to repel any sort of invasion, to police the seas and kind of keep everyone boxed in. Puts me in a great spot. This guy's settling over there. I think I should probably settle this island as well. Again, more force projection. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, don't have quite enough yet. So I'll wait another turn and then I'll have enough money to get that next settler. I mean, in no time, the whole area is going to be completely filled with my cities. I'm putting myself in an excellent spot. On second thought, I am going to settle up in this area and try and connect these two a little bit more so that my cities aren't too spread out. Get them just close enough that they'll easily be able to defend each other. They can trade to each other if they need to. Alright, let's move this line infantry over here. Probably where he's going to end up anyway. And since I have the luxury to do it, I'm not in a hurry to settle anywhere. Once I have enough money, I'm going to pop my settler in Takunaya, which again, because it has Magnus, the settler won't cost me any population. Whew, excuse me. turn's taking forever. Yep, let's go right to next turn. Don't even need to waste any time. Come on. There we go. Right, he wants to give me he wants me to give him niter. No. Yeah. Spain, you don't understand what's happening, which is fine. You know, like, who would expect you to understand because I'm planning this in secret. But I'm definitely gonna burn your empire to the ground at some point. So I can't be giving you stuff to improve your military. If anything, I'm hoping that your neighbors will crush your military into the ground. Like, perfect world, that's what I want to see now. Perfect. So, settle him. Or actually, no, what we're going to do, settle on this side. That way, he can't just, they can't just run they can't surround me on all sides just as easily. I'll be able to fill some of this with land units. I don't love a position where I can be hit by melee naval weapons from both sides. Just a little safer if I do it this way. Go. Settle there. Grab this resource. Sell off everything that we have that are extras. So everything in here in this window needs to be as empty as you can possibly get it. Sell it all off. It's extra, you don't need it. Could build a harbor here. But I'm inland anyway, so I don't really care about its defensive capabilities. The money making is nice. But I'd rather just build up regular land districts in this general vicinity. I'm going to do that. Build that there. And then I can put another district here and get an adjacency bonus. Awesome. So we've got lots of cities growing here. This one, on the other hand, is going to get a harbor. Spell this one. I haven't another use for this guy just yet. There's just no tiles I need that badly. We do have a barbarian encampment here, though. So I want to get that out of here as quickly as I can. Yep, and I already see barbarian units rolling up on me. So to counteract that, yep, you go ahead, you build on the bananas. Yep, you build on the spices. Perfect. Attack him with that. And we're going to build a soldier. Oh, ooh. We could get a battleship now. Yeah. So I'm going to spend the money, get a battleship. So I might get two. It looks like we can get two. Yep. So now we have 2 battleships. And the battleship is just an excellent Navy unit in this game. It's just so strong, can fire from so far away. So I'm essentially in control of this ocean now, between the 2 continents. The main one in the center of the map. So now that that's mine, we're going to really start cooking on these guys. Move him up here. Go. We're going to pop a harbor. Go and grab that incense. Let's see what extras we can sell. Sell those off. Nothing to purchase. Our self-sufficiency is super high when it comes to luxury resources now, and strategic resources, needless to say. But oh yeah, I know. I'm good with my money, Meier. Don't worry about it. That's why we're homies. We get along. He can go. I'm gonna get rid of that unit. He's just sucking up money at this point. There we go. I don't need to explore with them. I don't care about that. Sweet. So we got a new Great Admiral. Nice. You see that battleship just scrapes everything that comes by it, especially because I've got it pretty early here. Since I got the battleship so early, I'm in a really good spot as far as having naval dominance goes. Privateer unit, yep. Definitely want that. Yeah, boarding is great, so I can just go chase down some of the boats over here and get some gold for defeating them. Privateers are a lot of fun. There we go. So Grand Taku Lake is going to really start producing here soon. Yep, let's grab that tile. Now I'll have tea. So my luxury resource independence is getting really high. This is perfect. We can take our skirmisher, who actually we need to upgrade. Let's see if I can upgrade any others. I know I have a few other skirmishers in my military around here. Okay, 1,400 to upgrade them. But we're going to do that with as many as we can find. Grab this honey. See if we can sell it. Yeah, we're in a great spot economically. Yeah, we're almost at 1,300 gold per turn. Once it gets to the 2K point, it's completely bonkers. Having 2,000 gold per turn coming in is just unbelievable. And I'm just going to try to rush to that as quickly as I possibly can, if I'm being honest. That's sort of my way forward now. Privateer, send him over here. See if we can grab some of those boats. And I did see oil that we can improve, so we definitely want to do that as soon as possible. So we're going to send him down here into our foothold area, and then we'll have a nice strong Navy boat down there. Let's move this guy to grab that oil, actually. Now that we've unlocked oil, I need to start amassing as much of that as I possibly can. Pop a theater district there. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to make a tea industry a new Poshok. Not ideal. I don't like there to be a lot of droughts in the game. And I'm definitely slowly starting to creep up on that point when the climate is really going to start getting fucky. Still have some time here, but I want that to happen as late as possible. The faster I can make renewable energy sources, the better. Science yield over here. Alright, so I'm definitely going to want a campus. Now then, I see the oil over here. I also see a fish resource. I'm just trying to think if I pop a builder here, will it be worth it? Is there enough for me to improve? I see a lot of ruins around, so I think what I'd really like to do is buy an archaeologist. So I'm going to wait until I have 4,800 and then buy one of those. Nice. Bengala is a really fun one to upgrade. Maintenance reduced by 2. Naval units, great. This guy in. Oh yeah, we're in a great spot. And that privateer is getting closer. Yeah, sure, I'll say to you, boo. We're tight, France. Go grab all these extra luxury resources that I can. Faith is pretty high. Pop an apostle out. I might be able to do more than one. Yes, I can. So now we'll start continuing some religious spread. One second, guys. I'll be right back.